Australia is finding out that you can go ahead and ban anything that you want. Crazy people are still going to do crazy things regardless of the implements that you tell them are illegal. So unfortunately, we have 2 instances of just random ass knife attacks resulting in multiple casualties. One of which is getting a lot of coverage from the media, and another one, well, it's kind of getting swept under the rug and just, nobody really wants to discuss it. So hey, I might as well take the opportunity, right? Parents of Sydney mall killer Joel Kochi. And it's also funny how this guy's front and center as opposed to the other perpetrator that we'll talk about very shortly. Says he was off his schizophrenia medication. Oh, right. Yeah, okay, cool. So he had somebody who was also highly medicated going on a spree. I wonder if we can get to the bottom of the problem, or are we just going to continue to obfuscate? He let himself down. No, your parents let you down on that one, my guy. The parents of a Sydney shopping mall killer Joel Kochi say they are deeply torn by their son's actions. Speaking to the media on Monday, Andrew Kochi said his son was a beautiful boy who let himself down when he went off his medication. Andrew spoke of the pain and the heartbreak his families, for families who lost their loved ones as their son went on a rampage through the Westfield Bondi Junction, killing 6 people and injuring more. Yeah, with a knife, huh? I'm just wondering, man, if you would have had a knife-wielding psychopath in somewhere like, I don't know, Florida, Texas, anywhere where you have constitutional carry, I wonder how far he would have got. I'm just wondering. I'm extremely sorry. I'm heartbroken for you, Andrew said outside his Rockville home near Toowoomba. Those don't sound like real places, but it is Australia after all. Well, then again, at least now in this very, very painful situation, we know what Santa does in his off months. It's so horrendous, I can't even explain it. I'm just devastated. I love my son. Yeah, that's another shitty situation this guy finds himself in. Andrew said that his son had been diagnosed with schizophrenia when he was 17 for many years and had decided to come off his medication because he was feeling better. And this is, once again, another slight against the pharmaceutical industrial complex. They don't ever want to fix you. They just want to keep you as a perpetual customer. I made myself a servant to my son, and I found out he had a mental illness. I became his servant because I loved that boy. Yeah, this is sounding like somebody that's not exactly all that torn up about getting rid of some unwanted responsibility now. He let himself down. He was taking off medication because he was doing so well, but then he took off to Brisbane. You don't know how beautiful this boy was. There's no way. I did everything in my power to help my son. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I could do. Say that I can bring back the dead. I'm a monster. Oh, to you he's a monster, but to me he was a very sick boy. I'd give my life to him. How do you love a monster and give birth to him? This is like super sad, by the way, but for multiple reasons why this is getting so much more coverage, man, and it has over the past week or so. It's because there's a bunch of, upset people. There are a bunch of lives that are destroyed, but it also fits a media narrative. Okay, do we have to come out and specifically say it? Okay, because we got the name, the face, the perpetrator, all the way down to his familial roots, as opposed to what went down a couple of days ago, and the fact that we have a hooded assailant seen stabbing a bishop in a horrific video ID'd as a 15-year-old boy. Oh, really? Oh, but this is the media. Oh, they don't publish the name. They don't go ahead. That's against the rules. Okay, cool. Not that I'm condoning the actions of. I'm just bringing up the examples. Dylan Roof, that name come to mind? How quickly did we know about the Christchurch guy? Oh yeah, that was awfully quick. Somebody who did absolutely nothing wrong in the form of Kyle Rittenhouse. How quickly was his likeness and name put out to the media? But, oh, yeah, there's a reason that the 15-year-old boy is being identified as such. Because, oh, there you have it right there. Black hoodie wearing assailant who was caught on camera stabbing a TikTok famous Australian bishop and smiling in a Monday attack is a 15-year-old boy, police said. Yes, boy with a full beard, boy who was grinning as he was pinned to the ground, knowing that nothing's going to end up happening to him. New South Wales police have announced that the boy was known to police. Oh, wow. Say it with me. Yeah. Say the line, feds. He was on the watch list. Yay! To police, and was not a regular attendee of Wakalie's Church of the Good Shepherd Church. He was apprehended by parishioners and was brought to an undisclosed location. Will he be given the attention that he needs? How many Simpsons references can we go ahead and work into this stuff? I haven't even made any references to the episode where the Simpsons go to Australia. Acting Assistant Commissioner Andrew Holland had said. Holland also noted that the boy, who has not been identified, his name's out there, but frankly, I don't think it really matters all that much, has to speak to his parents in the form of, me perpetuating his name because he's in custody and all that stuff. It's just, this is normally incumbent on the media to get that information out there. It's very interesting what they want to and what they don't want to report. Just saying. In the meantime, the teenager is being treated for severe hand injuries. Oh no, heaven forbid he has hand injuries. Amid rumors that the boy had his fingers cut off in an act of revenge following the stabbing of Bishop Mar Mari Emmanuel at the Assyrian Orthodox Church, where he was delivering a sermon Monday night. And the way that the media is reporting, the good bishop here, kind of lets you know why there's a gigantic cover-up in this story. Who is Bishop Mar Mari Emmanuel? Priest at Wakalie's Church, the Good Shepherd Church, or Christ the Church, Jesus names are hard, Christ the Good Shepherd Church, there we go, attacked in second Sydney stabbing, is a known anti-vaxxer with a huge online following. Disgusting, but not exactly surprising reporting from the media. His injuries are quite severe to his hand, Holland said, adding that the boy is fairly upset and I don't really care about him. I just want to hear about the good bishop here. Emmanuel was promptly rushed to the hospital. Our church said he is in stable condition. Well, that's good. And since this attack has taken place, well, there have been some rallies that might have ended up getting a little bit more attention than this horrific act itself. The motive for the stabbing is currently unknown. We kind of have an idea. The suspect reportedly told his congregants at the scene Emmanuel was getting involved in my religion, so I came to get involved in his. Okay. A politician posted online. Brutal scene quickly dissolved into chaos as thousands rioted in the streets while they waited for the suspect to be marched out of the church. Bring him out! Bring him out! The angry mob could be heard shouting in a video posted to social media. Other footage showed a large crowd rioting at the scene and apparently damaging local property, with dozens of people bashing in an ambulance window. Yeah, the one, not attending to the bishop, but instead to the criminal. This is where we're at in Australia. Police at the scene ultimately had to deploy tear gas to disperse the crowd outside the church after the perimeter was set up and breached by rioters. Holland said police are now working on restoring order and would continue to monitor places of worship throughout the night. Which, I'm not too sure, at least in the time between recording and this video getting published, of any additional attacks, but we're very likely to see more knife attacks because by banning and purchasing back all of the firearms in Australia, you really solved mass casualty events now, didn't you? Why is it the media? Why is it the media only wants to cover, oh, look at those Christians, oh, they're going out in the street, they're just tearing everything up in the name of retribution? It's because they want to sow division. They absolutely want to sow division, because there's probably something else that you've been noticing a lot recently. It's that seemingly out of the blue, after years and years of propping up Islamic radicals, well, there seems to be a bit of a spin recently. And for the past several decades, Christianity, Catholicism, anything from that lean of religion, well, that's just been derided for a very long time, so that's nothing out of the ordinary. But, when you have somebody want to talk specifically against an anointed religion, then things start to get a little bit more spicy. Thoughts and prayers go out to Bishop Mar Mari Emmanuel and the church attendees. Horrific attack against the anti-Zionist, anti-vaccine, humanity first leader. There are currently protests in Sydney, yet that are continuing to go on. Like I said before, you're probably noticing a couple of things. Okay, you're probably noticing the fact that the media is starting to aggressively cover the protesters that are taken to the streets. Now, I think that this is absolutely stupid, but also the coverage of it, of simply calling these groups, pro-Hamas, they've started to soften some of their language. But when you take a look at the elected representatives, all too willing, Tom Cotton looking specifically at you, advocating for violence to simply run over those protesters, while my internal monologue might sound something similar to that, it's very interesting. While normally you wouldn't call for that same type of action to be carried out to people, trying to firebomb a family planning church, okay, or just a church in general. The ones that are specifically speaking out very stupidly in support of a free Palestine, in support of Gaza, it's just a very aggressive slant that I haven't really seen taken from the media on both sides in this situation. And as Elijah Schaefer points out, it's possible to both be against what Israel is doing, not not want to fund it, and to be upset with the dual loyalty of the government and the media. Exactly. Want to root out certain influence in our country, also finding this kind of behavior equally stupid. Exactly, man. And shout out to a good friend of mine who is also known for citing the Nietzsche quote, "Nothing quite takes away from your cause like a group of idiots," paraphrasing, of course. This is what you're seeing, man. I have a couple of videos that are cooking with this subject as well. It's like, I know where I stand on this situation because I can look at the evidence and come to my own conclusions. But then again, I can also look at these people that are out there just knowing that you're not winning anybody to your side by closing down roadways. All you're doing is just tearing down the legitimacy of your stance. Leave the policies, leave the agitations, leave the information to the professionals. You guys just, I don't know, continue to fill out job applications and cite your gender studies degrees as qualifications to work as a barista at Starbucks. I don't know what you do with your time. Back on Twitter, Threads, wherever you feel safe. Because if the controlled opposition in both politics and the media have their way, yeah, being on roads ain't going to be that safe for you moving forward. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.